This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what you need to know today. At least 64 people died during last month's mass exodus of roughly 100,000 Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh. That's according to a senior official at Armenia's Investigative Committee, who said yesterday the deaths were caused by a lack of food, water, and medical care during 20-plus-hour traffic jams caused as people fled their homes en masse. No fewer than 200 Armenians were killed and 300 injured, both military and civilian, in Azerbaijan's lightning offensive against Nagorno-Karabakh, which resulted in the region's near-total depopulation. At least 200 more people were killed in a powerful blast at a fuel depot, the cause of which remains undetermined. Another 42 people remain unaccounted for, the official Rafael Vartanyan said, cautioning that all those figures remain preliminary and could increase further. The Armenian government plans to demolish and completely rebuild its sole checkpoint on the border with Iran, the latest in a string of indications of deepening economic ties. Announcing the news today, the head of Armenia's State Revenue Committee, Rustam Badasyan, said, "It is shameful for us that to this day the checkpoint at the southern gate of our country is still in this condition. We should have done this renovation and finished it a long time ago." Projected costs for the project were not immediately made available, nor was a timeline. The news comes just a week after Armenia and Iran reached an agreement to end road tolls for trucks crossing the border, marking an end to years-long negotiations on the matter. Under the agreement, which still requires parliamentary approval to go into effect, trucks crossing the border will no longer be required to pay a roughly $250 tax. It was not immediately clear when the two countries' legislatures would take up the issue. Armenia's trade with Iran topped $700 million last year, representing a year-on-year increase of more than 40%. According to official figures, the lion's share of that commerce, about 85%, comprised Iranian exports to Armenia, suggesting Tehran stands to benefit more from the new arrangement than Yerevan. In addition, Armenia and Iran agreed earlier this year to expand their long-standing gas for electricity swap deal and extend it until 2030. There are more questions than answers after Nagorno-Karabakh President Samvel Shahramanyan gave his first interview since the region's fall to Azerbaijan last month. Speaking with Artsakh Public Television over the weekend, Shahramanyan dodged questions on the cause of a powerful blast at a fuel depot that left at least 200 people dead, as well as questions on Azerbaijan's decision to allow him to leave for Armenia, even while detaining 8 other senior Nagorno-Karabakh officials. Shahramanyan also declined to clarify comments he gave earlier this month, suggesting his decree dissolving the Nagorno-Karabakh government last month is now null and void. Continuing, Shahramanyan again defended his decision to disband the local army and dissolve his government just 24 hours after Azerbaijan launched a lightning offensive against Nagorno-Karabakh, saying the move saved lives. "It was clear to us that we must stop the hostilities because we were greatly outnumbered, and the longer we held out, the more casualties we would have suffered," Shahramanyan insisted. He then lashed Russia's roughly 2,000-strong peacekeeping contingent in Nagorno-Karabakh for failing to prevent the assault. "The Russian side was acting like an observer, and we had to solve our issues on our own," Shahramanyan said. You can also check out CivilNet's latest interview with researcher Alexander Thatcher, who stopped by our studio this week to talk about his work exploring the intersections between Azerbaijani nationalism, conspiracy, and conflict. The full broadcast is up now on our website and YouTube channel. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 135 million. That's the amount in dollars that the Armenian government has earmarked so far to support people forcibly displaced from Nagorno-Karabakh now living in Armenia, according to Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan, who announced the updated figure yesterday. Earlier, he had indicated the government planned to spend at least $100 million to support people from Nagorno-Karabakh. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.